What's up, guys? How's it going? This is Jeff with
Guns,
Gears,
and bears.
Yeah, like he just said. So, about a year ago, you guys watched on my channel, hopefully you watched on my channel, a video of Jesse and I doing a kind of a bug out bag review type video where we brought our bags out. We went to Browns Creek here in Washington and pulled them out, kind of showed you guys what we had in them and the contents and kind of like our overall bug out plan-ish and whatnot. And we don't have any bags here, as you can tell. We have beers here in our hands, and we're just going to kind of have an open mic session and talk about bugging out, SHTF scenarios, what you're going to do, where you're going to go, who you're going to bring, your general plan.
My teddy bear. I'll bring my teddy bear.
And of course, number one on his list is his teddy bear. And if you knew this guy, you would totally understand that.
I'd bring a tutu.
He'd bring a tutu. I would bring I would probably bring my 223, which is under my bug out bag. But so I'm just kind of opening this up to my buddies here. This is Vinny, and this is Jesse, also known as J-Dog or Teddy Bear.
J-Dog Skillet.
Wow, I don't got any nicknames, nothing, huh?
All right, I got nicknames for you, but I'm not willing to share them. But
oh yeah, we'll keep that private.
yeah, it's
bedroom names.
It's kind of private, and I know YouTube will ban this video if we talk about it.
Maybe.
So, you know, we three live here in the Pacific Northwest in the great state of Washington. We live in a pretty central area for locations that we would want to bug out in, and I know the three of us have our own bug out bags. We have our own ideas of bugging out, and we have, you know, thoughts in place and preparations in place of things that we think we're going to do and things that we plan to do. But, you know, there are a lot of factors that kind of come into play that might hinder us from wanting to do those types of things, you know. And,
like the Tacoma Narrows Bridge collapsing for whatever reason.
Well,
or Mount Rainier going off and blocking a whole bunch of highways or whatever.
Yeah, and blocked highways, I think, is something that is probably one of the first things that would happen in a situation where people are panicking in an SHTF type scenario, you know, and it could be any type of SHTF scenario. It could be, you know, natural disaster, like you mentioned, Mount Rainier blowing. It could be some sort of you know, terrorist attack, or you know, anything's a possibility.
You tell me people won't line up in single file and just, you know, organize and help each other out?
Well, you know, I would like to think that people would be helping each other out, but you know, reality is going to set in, and people are going to start to realize that panic is happening, and people are going to realize that, oh my God, this is it, this is happening.
I got to take care of number one,
which is you, and it's your family, and you know, the profession that I work in the marine industry, but the profession that I work in, we train in drills at work, and one of the situations that I've always came to think about is a little phrase when it comes to, I work in the marine environment in the passenger industry, so I deal with people on a daily basis, and one of the things that I've always kind of been trained in is a little phrase called me, we, they. I need to worry about me first and take care of myself, then we, my crew at work, my friends, my family, and then they, the people around me, other people that might need help and assistance, and you guys, just so you know, don't fall in the they category. You fall in the we category, so you're at least number 2, not number 3.
You for me would be the others.
That's okay. I'm
me, we, they, and then the others.
I'm probably in number 4.
What's number 4?
Bug 'em.
Well, you know, and while Vinny says that, you know, bug 'em, you know, in reality, if you're at stage 9 out of 10 in an SHTF scenario, bug 'em is going to be where I would be at, and I'd already be there at stage 6. You know what I mean? Like,
it's people that are way out, nowhere near you. You're not going to go help them.
No, there's no way.
You're going to go out of your way to help somebody that you can't see needs help. You're not going to go out there and volunteer necessarily. You're going to help those around you, with you, in your immediate vicinity.
Right.
Where it's easy to help.
Right, absolutely. You're not going to go out of your way and risk yourself or your family or your loved ones.
Unless it's your family. Unless you have students like at University of Washington, or you have fathers or mothers or brothers that are in Puyallup or something like that. That might be something you consider too, and then you have to consider that.
Depending on the circumstance.
Yes.
So like if Rainier blows out,
Right.
I-5 gets buried,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't get to your family.
Yeah,
Right.
Well, I'll hear from them when I hear from them.
exactly.
Like if there's nothing you can do, don't try to do anything.
No,
Don't try to go wheeling through the mud. Don't try to fight against whatever's pushing back against you.
Right.
Do what's within your means. Don't try to be an action hero, because you're just going to get hurt and make the people that are trying to fix the problem have to save you now.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
And maybe create a plan with them. Say, hey, if this is what's happening, or if something happened where I can't get a hold of you, I can't reach you, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna
Right.
meet here. We're gonna have a
Yep.
location where we get together, or
Yep.
I'm gonna hear from you via this type of communication.
So have a plan in place with
Yeah.
your outlying family members who maybe don't live directly with you.
Yes.
To where if you know you're going to meet at A, make sure they know that you're going to meet at A, and maybe if they get to A and you're not there, go to B.
Yeah.
Or something along those
And if
lines.
you don't see them there, then you go looking for them. But first, take care of yourself. Get to point A. Get to wherever you're going, and then after you've regrouped, focus on the outline, the outer perimeter, right?
Right. No, and that makes total sense. We live here in the state of Washington, and we are backdoor neighbors to Mount Rainier, as Vinny here brought up. And it's been on the verge of, not on the verge of, but it's been
It's overdue.
overdue.
Yeah, it is kind of on the verge of nothing's happening with it yet.
Right.
But there's always that chance that we get that, 9.0
Earthquake.
that we're supposed to get,
Right.
and then something weird goes on with Rainier.
And the pimple pops.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And
Pulls of Mount St. Helens and just
right.
wrecks.
Right. And, we haven't had a major eruption here of a volcano in the Pacific Northwest since 80 or 81?
80 something.
88, I think it was 80.
That was before me.
Yeah,
I want to
before,
say
before me.
87.
No, wait, it was before 87.
That was like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
81, 82.
Yeah, 81, yeah, something like that. That Mount St. Helens blew, and, it didn't immediately affect us here where we live in Washington. It definitely
far enough out.
It was far enough out. We had ash fall out, obviously, and all that, but
I mean, people still died.
yeah. Where we live here, if Mount Rainier blew right now and it was a very large eruption, where we live, we would be safe enough, but we would be
Yeah.
definitely in the ash cloud, and, we would definitely need to take precautions into place. And,
So along with that, when Rainier goes, I-5's done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I-5
Seattle-
167 is done.
Seattle's getting flooded.
yeah,
Tacoma might be gone because they built that on a floodplain for, if you...
right.
I've seen the maps of where the Lahars used to go, and yeah, everything that we need is right over there. So, yeah, it might not affect us immediately. Like, we're not going to get hit by any of the actual destruction of Rainier.
But we'll have the after effects.
Oh,
The
big
after-
time.
And it's not even just ash after effects. It's
No.
shipping. It's emergency responders, because they're going to take most of our emergency responders, send them over
Yep.
to help with. Just
Yep.
like if they were figuring out problems with the wildfire.
Oh, absolutely.
They're going to move anything they can to there.
Yeah, absolutely. Any available resources that will be in our area that they can expend, they'll be gone. They'll be sent
We
that
will
way.
be a secondary thought
Oh,
to
absolutely.
anything.
So we got to be prepared for something like that happens. Have food, have water,
Yep.
have some kind of backup generator or something with stored gas, because,
Right.
yeah, that can happen.
Ability to make fire, as you can
Yeah.
tell here.
Nice job.
We got a little propane action going on here, and that's the
But you're not always going to have propane, so you should always have an idea.
dock
Because
up.
you'll have propane, but if they need propane other places, or if they can't ship more propane in,
Yeah.
Right.
you got to know what you're doing.
You got to know how to make rocks and sparks.
Not necessarily.
I
But
was going a little far.
That takes a major
excessive.
skill. You know what I
that's
mean?
excessive.
Yeah, a
that
little
takes-
bit, a little bit.
Were you an Eagle Scout?
No, didn't even make out Cub Scouts.
Well, at least
But I've seen it on YouTube. I'm YouTube certified.
Well,
are you, you're YouTube fire certified?
Yes.
Did you get the patch in the mail for that?
Nah,
Cheers.
I haven't got it yet.
you want a good show for that, if I can plug shows. not really even plugging shows. Me and the wife were watching, well, we could before they took it off what we were watching it on, Alone on Discovery.
Okay.
They send dudes out alone, literally alone in the Pacific Northwest. I mean, it was up in Canada, but it was pretty close to here. And yeah, here's some gear that you can have.
That's
you
awesome.
Pick what your gear is going to be. So essentially, they built a bug out bag with what they think they're going to need.
Right.
And they send them out. Last person standing wins.
I think that's awesome.
I want to say it's 10.
10? What? That's pretty good.
And they whittle it down to the last person there. And they don't, no personal contact, nothing. They are just out there in the wilderness.
So they don't interact with each other?
No, nothing. So later episodes, I think they bring people with them, or they have groups. But the initial ones we saw, I think the first and second season, and nobody around them. So the psychological effect gets to you if you're just alone.
Oh, totally. I could totally see that.
I'm trying to think of how long, I think 3 months they were out there before it got down to one guy. And the one guy was still willing to keep going. He didn't give up.
I got this.
He was still going. They don't make you stay out there as long as you can stand. When you're the last guy, they come get you. They're not gonna put you through more than you have.
Congrats, you win!
Pretty much. And you get money.
And you get money.
You get a lot of money.
Right.
And then the knowledge of, hey, I lasted this long.
Right.
I outlasted all these other
I am
people.
alpha.
Exactly. But yeah, no, it's a cool show, and it kind of shows you in the extreme environments. Because they put them out there in like fall, like this time of year. They put them out there now.
Not the most adequate time of year.
So they gotta
live.
they gotta find their own food, they gotta find their own water, purify that water.
Yep.
There's some wild stuff goes on in it.
Yep. You know, if I was lost in the wilderness, I would definitely want to be at a place where there's water, because where there's water, there's food and there's life.
Yeah.
And where there's water, you're going to survive and hopefully thrive. You know, I mean.
It depends on the water. You don't want salt water.
No, you don't want salt water. You know, lakes,
you don't
fresh
want
water.
salty water marsh.
No, absolutely not. And maybe being knowledgeable in your local wildlife and plant life would be a good thing too. And I need edible plants, and
There's a lot of good books too out there.
Yes, there are.
One.
And I for one am one that's lacking in that. And I do need to get more involved in that and learn more about that.
And you get Luke. Luke is very knowledgeable in the edible plants.
I should have yelled him out of the car when I saw him today.
Sure. I thought about talking to him, but I didn't even think about it.
Funny story. So there's a guy who I actually met through these two. His name's Luke. You might be familiar with somebody called the Sasquatch.
Yeah.
And I mean this. I mean this in all good ways. You're a good dude, Luke. Luke is probably the closest thing I've ever known to a Sasquatch, and by that,
not including the hair. He's
not hairy.
That is true. He's kind of like a shaved Sasquatch.
But I'm pretty sure he could just live in the woods of berries and whatever.
Yeah, you could give Luke a rock, a toothpick, and half a napkin, and he would build you a mall. And he would succeed in making you a 3-course meal, shelter, and entertainment to go along with that.
He'd make it darn tasty. Enough to make you comfy.
Comfy and tasty.
Tasty makes you comfy. Luke.
30 more feet.
Take a refty.
Take a refty.
Is that the dude that makes
that's where all of those come from, is Luke.
I learned how to make a mammosa through him, which
you can do it with other types of beers.
This is a major SHTF bug out type thing you need to look. 90% Hefeweizen, 10% orange juice. Orange juice first, mix it in with the hef. Delicious. Manmosa, try it.
In the mornings.
Try it.
With your eggs.
It's a real thing. Manmosa, eggs, and bacon.
Don't drive after you do it.
Or operate heavy machinery.
Do it on a Saturday.
Or operate on people.
Please, God, no.
And again, we're talking about bug out and SHTF. This is something you should all have prepped in your bug out and SHTF. I have a 22-ounce bottle in there.
Yeah, gallon of orange juice.
Olympia beer. It's in the water.
Yeah.
Vinny brought up a good point about, Mount Rainier blowing, and they're going to send all available resources to that area. Anything they can expend, from our fire department, our police, local National Guard, anything they can use that we don't need. And on that, maybe it's a good idea to start thinking about, in this type of scenario, things you yourself could advance and be better at to help fill that gap, be better at first aid. Take a basic first aid CPR course, and I know at my work I'm required to be first responder, first aid CPR certified. Learn basic survival traits. Pay attention to things that your law enforcement does, and learn how to try to fill that gap. Now, I'm not asking you to be a police officer. I'm just asking you to, excuse me, that's the beer in the Gun Gears and Beers talking. Just learn how to fill in that gap with helping and assisting when necessary, and being there for your community and being involved in your community.
Or even not being a burden, like having a wood stove and not worrying about electricity or stuff
or
like
solar
that.
panels if you can afford it.
Solar panels if you can afford it. And guys, that's a great thing you two just brought up. Being self-sufficient.
Yes.
And, my wife and I just bought our homestead last April, so we've been here a little over a year. We have a wood stove. We have 5 acres here. We're learning to be more self-sufficient. My wife is awesome at learning how to garden, and we have more zucchinis than I could ever describe this year. We could feed the county with zucchinis. But
I haven't got any zucchini bread.
You haven't asked. You want some zucchini bread?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love zucchini bread.
We'll make sure zucchini bread happens to these individuals.
Feed the people with zucchini bread.
We'll feed the people. Yeah, we could have the county here and we'll survive and thrive. But be self-sufficient. Have a way of making heat. Have a way of making fire. Have some food put back. I know food is kind of expensive. Maybe you guys are thinking about things like MREs. MREs are kind of expensive.
Freezing's not expensive.
I don't know if I should be saying this on camera necessarily, but we live in an area where there's a military base, and if you go on like your local Craigslist, Facebook, OfferUp, marketplace,
MREs like
people sell MREs from the military, like fresh MREs for half or less of what you would pay on Amazon or eBay, and they're sealed cases, and I buy them not all the time, well, not all the time, but once in a while.
Got a plethora.
Yeah.
I have a couple meals put away, but a few plus a couple. But if you guys can do that, if you could put some food away, and one thing I was actually talking about these guys off camera a while ago is water. Water is something I need to really step up my game on, and in some places in your area you can collect rainwater and filter it and barrel it, use it for gardening and water, and I think that's just an awesome idea.
I do it at my house.
He does it at his house. Hook up your downspout and have barrels. You can buy barrels at your local farm and feed store that are food grade and relatively cheap.
Food grade, that's important.
Food grade is very important when it comes to harvesting water, and use it for your garden. Use it for your family for water. Now, obviously, it's good to purify it. Stuff's coming through the cloud cover and stuff. It's definitely a good idea to purify that stuff first. But
anything coming off your gutter too.
Yeah, anything that's coming off your roof, your gutter.
And then if it's standing water, it's gonna get gross.
Right. Yep.
Boiling's always safe.
Boiling's safe.
Boiling's good. They got cheap life straws. I got one of those in my hunting bag.
Yep.
It's not life straw,
but similar.
It's
to
like Amazon equivalent life straw.
Amazon basic life straw.
But it was cheap and it's good for. God, I don't remember how many gallons it said it's good for, but it's good.
What's that other water filter that's cheap? Sawyer water filter. It's you can buy them relatively cheap. No, that's what we have in our fridge.
That's I got one of those.
Rita? That sounds French.
And the wife will drink it.
I think it's Sawyer Mini water filter. I keep one in my bug out bag and my get home bag. They filter up to X amount of gallons of water, and they're really good to have on hand. And they're relatively cheap. You can buy them, online or locally.
So then, if also water-wise, it might work around here, but how rocky our soil is. That's one way to do it. I mean, it happens.
It happens.
There is
trash cans back here, so I'm
there's a
improvising
kit you can get, I think, on Amazon, where you can ram a small pipe down into your ground, however far you gotta go. You put it that makes your own well. It's not going to give you the same capacity you get for like a home well.
It's like a hand pump.
But if you just need water, non-electrical, it's hand pump. It looks like a no-freeze well where you kick your hand up, but you just sit there and pump.
We should try it and do a video.
I've been thinking about doing it out at my place, and I got Oh my God, Rocky.
You got a lot of rock. We should do it around here.
That might-
I don't think you got
I
it.
don't know, it's the first I've ever heard of this, so.
For extreme circumstances, my place would be a good place to test it.
Yeah,
Because
no
my
kidding.
hard pan is like maybe 12 inches
Your
below.
hard pan is amazing. And I
No,
wanna
it's not
test
amazing,
it.
it's a pain.
Yeah.
It's
Pain
clay.
pan.
I remember when we had the auger. and
Yeah,
it was
the
a
auger
pain in the
just
butt.
didn't want to go through it and went through it eventually. But yeah,
Tore
it's
us up a
ridiculous.
little bit.
But it's a good alternative to have. You just ram the pipe down however many feet you feel like you gotta go, match your wells
Zero.
around your area or further down,
That's a long,
depending on how
yeah,
where your aquifer is.
right.
And
Put a stick at a time.
yeah, and then you don't need power. I mean, unless you figure out solar and you can hook up a pump to it, and then you can get
Yep.
solar water out.
Yep,
My
For an
hand pump's
emergency
just fine.
backup. Yeah,
yep.
for an emergency backup on your property, it's a good thing to have.
No, absolutely. You know, and if you guys are in an area where you're able to do something like that, you know, a rural type environment, that's a good thing to definitely try. Having,
It wouldn't even have to be a rule. I mean, you could do it in your backyard.
sure, no, you're totally right, you're totally right.
Depending on zoning, I don't know.
I mean,
Y'all are weird in city limits.
And we're obviously not implying that you can or cannot do this where you live, we're just,
It's all up to your discretion.
Look up your
If you
laws,
want-
look up your local laws and see
Cities
if,
get weird.
Or break the
Yeah.
laws.
Thing,
I mean, you know, it's all self-preparedness.
I mean, shit hits the fan, nobody's gonna care
Yeah.
No.
if you're putting a small well in the back. But
No.
if you're gonna do it when shit doesn't hit the fan, maybe check your laws first. and
Check your
don't
laws,
break
I
them.
guess so, yeah.
yeah, if you're, you know, hanging out with your buddies and your guns and your gears and your beers in your backyard, did I just make a pun?
Oh,
Anyway.
Is that considered a pun? Or is
Not
it
really.
just
No, I think
throwing in
it
names?
was like the title of the YouTube video thrown in there.
Well, that's like the title of the channel, not really the
Yeah,
video.
okay, well, yeah.
I mean,
Child, yeah, channel.
child? A child?
Carrying on.
Yeah.
About that, you know, I forgot what we were talking about.
Wells,
Backyard wells.
Check your laws.
You know, if you're hanging out with your buddy, I remember now. If you're hanging out with your buddies and your guns, gears, and beers, ha ha, I did it again. Thank you. Please subscribe and like.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Weird, awkward silence. Come on, Jeff. If you're hanging out with your guns, beers, and beers buddies.
Jesus, dude. You obviously need help. Jeff, here comes your curveball.
If you're hanging out with your buddies and you're having guns, gears, and beers, try out the well deal. It's a great thing to consider because
Jeff,
because you never know when you might need it. And yes, Finny.
Pepe. Oh, Capitan. Are you ready for that curveball? I told you it was coming. When it comes to bug out bags and bugging out.
Yes.
Oh, here we go.
I don't have a bug out bag.
Well,
Oh,
my goodness.
I live far enough out.
Okay.
If shit did hit the fan, it's typically going to be city center.
Should have respect.
So it's usually going to be city center kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
Typically.
yeah.
Tacoma, Seattle, Bremerton, wherever.
Bremerton,
So
keyboard.
major military places, major population areas.
Yes.
We are way across the water from natural disaster, like if Rainier went. If we got an earthquake, it's going to suck. But you don't need to run from an earthquake, you just need to repair it.
Very true.
There's no reason to bug out for an earthquake. You can't run from the earth doing some wild stuff for a couple minutes.
No.
So, I live far enough out. If anything's going to start happening, I'm going to know about it ahead of time. I'm going to know if it might affect my area. If I decide it's going to, I can load my Suburban with all kinds of stuff I need. Where it's not just a bag, it's a bug out truck,
Sure.
right? I can load it up, but
Sure.
in 30 minutes, and just be gone.
Be gone. You're gone. You're out of there.
Otherwise, I got acres, I got woods,
Yep.
I got a well.
Yep.
Even if the power goes out, I figured out a way to pump water out of that well. I just
Very
undo that
good.
pipe, put on a hand pump.
Very good.
There's your water.
Or
Yep.
battery power.
Yep.
Or battery power. Or
Yep.
generator power.
Yep.
I don't think I can do solar power in my area. Too many trees.
Too many trees. Too many
You're
high
having a lot.
northwest
Yeah.
trees that are going to keep from getting good sun.
Have you ever been to Vinny's place?
No, I have not been to Vinny's place.
You didn't come out, because it's a...
Yeah, I've been to his old place, but not your new place.
Yeah, the old place sucked. The old place, I think I actually had a bug out bag. So
Yeah, bug out bag, full plant, and well, you know, and
I'm in the middle of
we're in
nowhere.
the middle of nowhere, and
There is nothing there.
and you know, Sorry, I was not trying to cut you off.
It's all about it.
Slightly. I'm all about that. You know,
I threw a curveball.
on that curveball, man, I'm gonna stare at that ball, dig in with my feet, grip that bat, and hit that home run. So, on that thought of the curveball of you not having a bug out bag, you know, that is something that I think a lot of people don't have, and I think that is something that maybe a lot of you don't need. Did I say that? So my wife and I have 5 acres, and we are in rural Kitsap County. We're not in city limits. We're not where major population is, and neither is Vinny. And he's not in Kitsap County.
I'm out.
He's out. He's gone.
Ooh,
He
sorry.
is
I'm like an hour out of here.
gone. He
No,
is
you're
out of that
So see,
ballpark.
I can still see you having a bug out bag. Because yeah, you're rural, but you're close enough.
I would consider myself close enough.
So you
And-
might still have we need to get out of here.
Yes.
There is nothing near me that is
Right.
shit hits spam talking a lot about natural disasters and all of that.
Right.
But if
You're
there
gonna
was
pay your
something else,
homestead.
Right. Well,
if
of
it
course.
was like, I don't know, we get invaded by somebody,
Right.
or there's an uprising,
Right.
that's still going to be, like, you still might want to run. You're close enough.
Maybe.
Jesse's definitely going to want to GTFO.
Oh, no, I'm gonna hold my ground.
Good
in
luck
my
with
little-
that,
My
son.
little 900 or 9,000
Yeah.
square
See the
lot.
3 of us right here?
Yeah,
First one gone.
Gone. We ain't, he is a level 4 person.
Downtown,
F him.
Yeah.
Gone.
Jesse, Jeff, Vinny.
I'm out.
Okay.
You don't even see me on the
You
camera.
don't even see him on the camera. He's out of frame, so to
Outta
speak.
here.
And you know, I think that's a great thing to consider. One thing that I want to point out, besides you may not need a bug out bag. Did I say that? Did I not say that?
You said that.
I say that.
Might not.
I even said that.
You might not. And one thing that I think you should really think about is absolutely hold your ground, stay home, be home, survive and thrive as long as you possibly can before you even think about leaving your home.
Yeah.
Because your home is your castle, it's your homestead, it's where you're familiar with.
It's where you're comfortable.
It's where
You
you're
don't have to set
comfortable.
up anything extra. You don't have to worry about your shelter.
Nope.
You don't got to worry about other people generally. And
Nope.
And if you get to know your neighbors, you can make a little kinda
Community and
community thing going on.
yep, absolutely.
The only thing with that is you got to be able to grow your own food,
Do you know your neighbors?
I know my neighbors quite
Do you know
well.
yours?
relatively.
Relatively.
We're all
I
kind
know my
of
neighbors.
keep to ourselves. I think I scare my neighbors because I have a lot of no trespassing signs. They've come to me for help for stuff I've done.
Sounds good to me.
You got a lot of
Put up-
junk around
put up
your
the
yard
world.
too.
Yeah, I do got a lot of Jesse's junk around my yard.
Yeah, stuff accumulates, and you know, we're on that note. I have a trailer of his next to my shop
It's
here.
my bug out trailer.
Yeah.
It's not his bug out trailer. It's
I have a Jeep,
it's
I have a trailer, I have a lot of parts, I have an engine, I have scrap metal, I
How
have
much
some
more?
tires. Like, I should make a list of it and it'd be like 5 pages of stuff of Jesse's at my house. I have a big air compressor that's in the way of my shop.
Hey, you can use that air
I don't have a
compressor.
plug-in for it.
It's 110.
It's
I'm really
fun.
glad that I bought 5 acres and homesteaded here so that Jesse could keep his stuff at my house.
I have a trailer here. That's it.
Jeff, you have nothing to complain about. You need to come to my house.
Yeah. I have all my stuff at
All of
Minnie's
Jesse's stuff is at my house.
Why don't you bug your trailer out to his house?
house.
I don't have room anymore.
You buy me 5 acres. I'll be fine.
There are 5-acre parcels everywhere.
Oh,
along
yeah,
there.
everybody's there. You just buy me some.
Oh, here we go. He's chatting it up again.
Anyways, also think about your commute. If you're going to go out. It takes me like an hour to get to work, an hour to get
Oh
home.
man, he just brought up a whole other topic.
Yeah.
I can't wait to talk about.
And I don't even live that far. Like, Jesse works way out. He
Jesse
gets paid a lot.
Jesse has the farthest commute out of all of us.
Yeah, even, what, hour and a half?
No, only an hour to work. I
Okay, so...
work in Seattle. So an hour to work, an hour and 15 or 20 minutes home.
You drive a
15 to 20 minutes home?
Hour and 15 or 20
Oh, I was going to say,
Jesus.
son.
There's,
No,
there's
no.
a little gap there. A little hour and 15.
An hour and 15.
Vinny, you live like, what, about 30 minutes? 35?
With
We're about an hour
no,
away.
No traffic, 40?
No traffic, it's like 35 to 40 minutes.
35, 40 minutes, no traffic?
And it's all through the woods.
But
There's nothing in
average.
between.
Average.
I'm blessed. I'm 10 minutes from work. Currently, I'm blessed, but that could change.
Yeah.
And my job, that could change any second. But currently, I'm 10 minutes from work. I'm very blessed on that. So 1, 2, 3 when it comes to commuting. But on that commuting factor, you know, we talk a lot about bug out bags, and people think about bugging out as the, oh my God, I gotta leave. That's the last thing, and I have to grab this bag and my.
Oh, somebody, please think of the children.
That's a whole other point.
Yeah.
That's video 2 of this whole thing that I can't contribute to because I don't have children yet. I'm married, but I don't have children yet.
Why not?
We've been talking about it.
Okay.
No. We've been talking about it, but it hasn't happened yet. You have the bug out bag, but then there's the get home bag.
That's true. You should have a get home bag.
Now I have a get home bag in my truck, and I've done a video of that, and I need to really do a new video of that because it's a couple years old, and
It's probably changed a little bit.
I have. I brought new stuff into the bag, and I've taken stuff out of the bag, but I need to do a revamp of my get home bag. Now again, I'm 10 minutes down the road from work, and you know that's a 10-minute drive and maybe an hour walk. And my get home bag, yeah, it's a good bag, and I definitely take it with me if shit hit the fan scenario. But you know, day-to-day basis, it just sits in my truck, and it's there, and I know it's there, and I have peace of mind knowing that I don't have to worry in case something happens.
Germex is always close.
Hand sanitizer, number 1
Yep.
in my bug out bag. And if you just watched my recent EDC video,
Which I watched.
dollar store EDC, which is probably the lamest video I've ever made on my channel.
It was good. I liked it. I thought about going to the dollar store after that.
Dude, I recommend it. It was a $6 video, and by the way, we had this problem in the video, but I went to the dollar store the other day with my wife. They had the full-on dollar store knives that I wanted to buy. The pocket knives that I wanted to buy, and they didn't have the other day, and I bought some cheap.
Oh, well, in the case of pocket knives, don't get a pocket knife.
No. In the case of pocket knives, you want a Leatherman Skeletool, which I bought my best man at my wedding here, and I keep dropping my phone.
Yeah.
You want a Leatherman Skeletool. It's the
In my
ultimate.
back pocket.
It's the ultimate thing.
You can get a Skeletor, or you can just get whatever Leatherman. I got a fuse.
Oh, it's got whatever Leatherman.
Yeah.
Leatherman
It's got
guys,
tools.
full on
got
pliers, bottle opener, most important.
Well, I have a keychain, so
So you have to carry a whole other tool. Good for you. Yeah.
I always have the keys on.
Way to be totally
If
proficient.
your work's really cool, you get this nice Milwaukee. Okay?
But that's just a knife. There's no pliers.
Yeah, that's cool,
No,
man.
but it's a nice knife.
Cool, man. You have a knife.
So I have two.
Where's your screwdriver?
It's the knife.
Where's your bottle opener?
Where's your bottle opener?
It's the knife.
Where's your pliers?
The knife.
You're gonna use your knife as pliers.
Yep.
Good luck. You okay?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna pause
Don't
this
do
whole
that.
thing. Y'all got a knife, like we've just shown. I just said y'all. That's
No.
weird. That's weird. I'm not from.
Welcome to the woods, dude.
You get
Who on me? Who you guys have a flashlight?
Not me.
Oh!
Wait, my cell phone has a flashlight.
Oh, cool. What happens when your cell phone dies? Yeah,
I have a charger.
Way to be prepared. Yeah, okay, so you're not accessible to your charger, whatever.
Hold on.
So I have an Olight S2R Baton 2. You guys might want to learn about Olights because they're the best EDC lights possible.
Sure.
Here goes Vinny with
Yes.
his. Here goes Vinny with his pumpkin beer talk.
From the cheap end of the whole thing, with the most expensive beer in the group, apparently.
Value pack, bro.
Yeah.
Speaking of value pack, I got a value pack from Walmart. It came with like 6 flashlights and all the batteries you need for them. That's currently in my backpack.
How much?
I don't remember. They're like $5.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So what you're saying is you bought a value pack of Walmart flashlights that you keep in your house. That is a
No, it's not in my house. It's in my backpack. That's
You
all
keep
it's
5 flashlights in your backpack?
Yep.
How many water bottles do you have in there?
1.
You have 1 water bottle, 5 flashlights.
Comes in a value pack, man.
You have a pocket knife in there?
No, I got my Leatherman.
You have your Leatherman in your pocket, but do you have a pocket knife in your backpack?
No.
So you have 5 flashlights, but you don't have a backup pocket
When it
knife.
comes in a...
I need to teach Vinny a couple things, but it's going to take clearly a little
Good
while.
luck. How much was your flashlight?
How much was my flashlight?
flashlight?
They had a flash sale on a flashlight. It was $49 on sale.
On sale, it was $49.
50 bucks?
I got 6 flashlights and all the batteries I need for it with extras.
Rechargeable.
Woo! When you have a bunch of batteries with it, woo!
Alright, next
He
time,
makes me really want to drink.
I'm gonna bring my Milwaukee. flashlight, which is rechargeable.
But do you keep it on?
Rechargeable.
But do you keep it on you?
Yeah, it's in my car.
What happens if you're not near your car? We're talking about SHTF, bug out, worst case scenario, and you're not near your car. What happens if you need a light?
Where am I gonna go if shit hits fan?
You're
I'm
gonna
go
bug.
my car.
Yeah, I'm going my car.
Yeah.
So, he was talking about.
Well, that got interesting.
I have a flashlight in my car for when I need to bug out.
So how about bug out
It
vehicles?
works.
How about bug out vehicles?
How about bug out? What do you drive daily? So if you're at work, how are you going to get home? If you drive, if you can get in your car.
I have a POS Mazda.
So aside from this POS Mazda, I daily drive a Toyota Tacoma. I've made some EDC videos about my Tacoma, and I'm actually getting ready to do a revamp of that video here pretty soon, perhaps after this one. I daily drive it. What?
Did you get a lift?
Well, I've done a lift and I've done some various things, but I daily drive a Toyota Tacoma. It keeps my bug out bag in it. I have every tool to touch, every nut, screw, bolt, wire on that truck. I keep my truck gun in there. It's my mobile toolbox, which I think is what I'm gonna kind of maybe title that video. It's kind of like a mobile toolbox.
We should do the crew cabin in a mobile toolbox.
You should very well do. So on that note of bug out vehicles, so I have a Toyota Tacoma that I drive every day. It's fully set up for bug out, for camping, for expeditions, overlanding, and that kind of a thing. He has a 1970 Ford Crew Cab, which is inherited from his father, and it's almost like a memento kind of a thing. And it's an awesome truck. It's a work in progress, and I mean that in a good way.
Yeah.
It's a work in progress, and it's super cool truck. And if you guys watch my channel at all, I'm kind of into Toyotas, and this is the Ford guy, and normally I'd make fun of Ford, but not when it comes to him, because he has probably if you want to describe American in a truck, it's what he has. And it's a super cool 1970 Ford Crew Cab truck. You don't see very many of them on the road. In fact, I honestly don't think I've ever seen another one ever in person other than his. And
you might have service boxes on there, like toolboxes, side boxes for a regular pickup truck. I have a plethora of tools, like bottle jack, crowbar, socket set, you name it, I got it in that truck for whatever happens.
So in your, it's not really a bug out truck, but in your truck,
it's a service.
You have a full-size diesel truck that is 4-door on really big tires for bugging out obstacles, and let's be honest, it looks badass. It's got a flatbed on it with toolboxes on the side.
Yes.
It's got pretty much every tool known to man that could fix that truck, work on that truck, work on other people's trucks, and it's big enough to fit your whole family in, plus some.
Car seats are a pain.
1970s, they really didn't think about car seats.
Car seats are always a pain.
My
wife's car seats are a pain. I have 2010 Equinox.
I have 4.
Never buy an Equinox, they're garbage.
Speaking of Chevy, this is not a Chevy ad, as you can clearly tell. Don't buy a Chevy Equinox.
Equinox. Suburbans are good. My 77 C20 is awesome. Ex-Army rig. But my bug out rig, not really a bug out rig. So you guys go for off-road, push stuff out of the way. I'm more maneuverability. If you can weave, if you can kind of go off-road, as much as you need to get out of there, that's the way to do it.
We're
My
going to
commuters. Son. So my two commuters, if I longer, it did, kind of. The two things I commute in, which get really good gas mileage, which is a plus if you're going to bug out.
He's not talking about the Suburban.
No, that thing is like 14.
On a good day, downhill pushed.
I usually ride either a motorcycle, which you can just weave through traffic on that, and if you know what you're doing, you can go a little bit off-road with it, or hit sidewalks if you're in the city, or, because if shit hits the fan,
you need to be skinny.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
So if you got to hit sidewalks, you got to hit dirt, whatever. My other commuter, 1991 Ford Festiva. It's got a little 4-cylinder, not a lot of power, but the thing is tiny.
I really want to.
You can maneuver the S out of that.
I really want to tell you guys, I've been getting really good at cutting out video scenes lately, and we're going to cut the Festiva out of this video.
No,
Whoa, no, we're not. Okay, business. No, we're not.
Yeah, explain some shit.
Okay, oh, he's gonna explain stuff, okay.
What was it, '08, we had the heavy snow and then flooding and landslides?
Yeah,
SHTF scenario.
Which is, I mean, it's not really shit hit his fan. Shit did hit the fan. It was really hard to get around. There was landslides. I got people home in the Festiva driving through mudslides. You shouldn't do it. I was a teenager. It was high school. I was dumb. I was like, this is going to be awesome.
It was another time in his life.
Yeah. But
good times, though. Good stories.
there was...
Bad choices make good stories.
They do.
I have learned that from you.
Yes.
There was
So has my
mudslides.
neighbor.
Uh-huh.
There was mudslides where a Subaru in front of me was having trouble getting through, and I just sailed right through it. Skinny tires.
Front row drive.
Pizza cutters.
Yeah, pizza cutters. Front wheel drive. And if you know what you're doing when you're driving, you can get through just about anything. When I was growing up, this car has been in the family since I was 1. We had the car since '92.
I'm not good at math. It's been a while.
It's been a little bit. My dad used to go four-wheeling with it. He'd go on ATV trails out in Tahuya.
Local to us.
Like, Jeeps weren't supposed to be on the trails. My dad would be like, all right, cool. It's an
Well,
ATV trail, we're just going to hit it.
Brat, brat.
That Festiva hasn't been stuck. That Festiva is reliable.
I've never known the Festiva to be stuck.
No, the Festiva, I've
They
never
beat
done.
my Ranger 4-wheel drive Grand as a 2-wheel drive.
But
Trying
you
to
had
go up a
mud
hill
tires.
climb. Yeah, with mud tires. Trying to go up
More
a hill
power.
climb. I started spinning out, and here's this guy.
I went up and down that thing 3 times.
Well,
I feel like these guys need to have a Ford story here real
Yeah.
quick.
The thing about the Festiva, it's not a Ford, it's a Mazda. They just badged it as a Ford. That's a whole different thing.
We can
Another
make
video.
we can make an automotive video if you guys like.
So, just
Actually,
because you
he
don't...
can on his channel.
Just because you don't have a big motor doesn't mean you don't have a good bug out rate. If it's maneuverable, if it can get you from A to B with 0 problems, then you're good. And then you gotta know secondary routes.
Yeah, if the freeway's
Third route.
closed.
So
How
the
do you get
main
around?
route
Without
out of-
Google Maps.
So I commute from Bremerton way south. Traffic's ridiculous. So I don't hit the traffic. I maneuver around the traffic. I go back roads. I go way back roads. And it's usually quicker. So you gotta know all your routes. So if you hit one route that's blocked, you gotta know a secondary route. If that route's blocked, you gotta know a third route. You gotta know any possible way to get home and attempt it.
Yep. Totally.
Just because your main route's blocked doesn't mean you're blocked. You gotta know your roads. You don't gotta know the road names. I don't know.
No, you just gotta know the way there.
No,
You just gotta know how to get from A to B
Totally.
any possible way you can.
but if you don't know those things, like maybe in your car or in your get home bag or your bug out bag, have a map.
Have a map because
Showing
You don't
the
Google Maps, because if your battery dies, your battery
Battery
Yeah,
guys.
not Google Maps, an actual paper map.
a paper printed out map because GPS could fail, maps could fail, anything like that.
You
So
can
have
get
a,
those at the gas station.
yeah, printed out map.
Or the ferry boats.
Yeah, anywhere. Yep.
they're cheap.
Yep, they're cheap. And if you can, if your location has one, get a laminated one because you could draw on them with like dry erase markers to figure out your location and
Or
figure out
where
where you're
you're
going.
going.
Where you're going. Yep, exactly.
Or get a regular one and get it laminated.
Yeah.
Like the laminated
Or-
shops are cheap.
Absolutely, couple bucks to get it laminated. We are going to take a 30-second to 40-second intermission here. And then we're going to continue on with the second segment of this video. So I hope you guys really stick around, and I hope you guys don't exit out of this because this is serious.
It's getting good.
You think you've seen stuff yet?
I gotta get a beer here.
This is going to get better. I'm getting low here, and I need to get a third, fourth, fifth round.
I haven't been keeping count on you.
I haven't really been keeping count either. I just know the numbers are disappearing in the fridge.
Yes.
Guys, stick with us. We're going to continue on talking more about bug out, get home, SHTF, shit hits the fan scenarios. Stick with us.